and the fact that I was this bumptious and arrogant person led me to where I am today. What happened was I continued my research into figuring out why I was so bumptious and arrogant and how I couldn't see it. And what I discovered was it was down to how I was thinking. And all the people I'd interviewed, what had happened was when these people discovered that they had only a very short period of time to live, they made a decision. That decision was to forget about all the grievances and grudges that they had against their family and their friends, and decided, and I'm not talking on a religious sense here, but they decided to forget about it because their life was so short. They had no expectations of the future. They never thought about the future. They lived for where they were at that particular time. And during my studies, after that, I studied quantum physics. And in quantum physics, we're all told that we make a physical change all the time. That for every 100,000 brain cells that disappear from our head in a minute, 100,000 come and replace it. And what happened was, and what I believe today, is that by their process of stopping thinking about what has happened to them, or what was going to happen to them, created a major change within their system, which created a healing that was, we would consider, a miracle. But was actually, as I talk to you, as I further go into this, you will discover, wasn't a miracle at all, but was actually an exact science. We live in a phenomenal world. We live in a world where the sun is 93 million miles away. We live in a world where it takes 8 minutes to travel the light, to travel to us from the sun. It doesn't just give us everything it needs, it gives all the planets in our solar system the advantage of that sun. If it was a little bit closer to us, we'd melt. If it was a little bit further away, we'd freeze. It's an exact science. The sun that we have, from further study into quantum physics and into science, will tell us is the smallest of all the suns that exists in the universe by 10,000 times. So the next star that we look at, we actually didn't exist. It disappeared 20 million light years away. Light travels at 300,000 kilometers a second. That's how far away and how awesome that we live in. I want you to keep that in mind, because guess what? That is the only reality that actually exists. Every other thought that we have is only the reality that we have created. And that is important. So I don't want to sound like a minister. I want us all to stand up. Alright? I want us all to stand up. I want to show you the power that you have in your mind at this time. Guess what? Because what? I don't want you to get bored. And every 10 minutes, hopefully I'll give you a little exercise. This is what I want you to do. And this will work. But I want you to be totally focused where we're at. I don't want you to be thinking about going to McDonald's afterwards, or you've got bills to pay, or good God, is this guy going to rant on forever? I just want you to be totally focused where we're at right now. I want you to put your arms out, like this. Okay? Give yourself plenty of room. There should be plenty of room. There's not that many of us here. I want you to put your arms out as wide as you can. I want you to keep your feet solidly on the ground. Watch me first before you do it. And I want you to take your right arm and I want you to take it round as far as you can without moving your feet. Right? Your right arm. As far as you can. Right? Right? Keep that right arm exactly where you know it's at. I want you to remember where it's at. As far as you can go, and take it back down. Put your arms at your side. Now, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize doing exactly the same thing in your head, but taking your arm at least 20% further than you can remember putting it. I want you to close your eyes, please, and do that. If you do that, now focus on it. Take your arm in your mind's eye and take it round a little bit and more beyond what you already did before physically. right? That should be enough, guys, right? Now I want you to put your arms out, and I want you to do exactly the same, and I want you to do the same thing and take it round as far as you can put it. I want you to see how far you're going to put it. Wow. Did anybody you notice that you went a little bit further?
Yeah.
You went beyond the physical endurance that you thought you could do. But by presenting an idea that you could take it further into your mind, guess what? Your body reacted to that idea. Did you go further? Did anyone not go further? Did yours go further, Emma? Alan? Even Alan? I've got through a police... He's a prison officer. It's hard to get through it there. Did it work for you guys?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? Let me tell you something else interesting. You can sit down. That's how powerful our ideas are. That's how much they control us. We, as human beings, have an awesome reason to use ideas and thoughts. But sometimes these ideas and thoughts take control of who we are. Because guess what? Guess what? The first 3 years of our life, and this is a scientific fact, because I'm going to tell you about a new science. A science that I'm talking about to you tonight, which I believe is absolute, the same as gravity. But in 3 years of our first 3 years of our life, how many of us can tell us how much we learn in the first 3 years of our life? This is science. We actually are taught that we learn more in the first 3 years of our life than we learn in the next 20 years of our life. Why is that? Isn't that amazing? In fact, we're also taught that we only use 10% of our brain. You've heard that. Everybody has. No one understands why. I'm going to tell you why. Isn't that amazing? But let me tell you what happens. We can't speak during the first 3 years of our life, or we'll start to learn to speak. But the first 3 years of our life, we act completely on vibration. Completely and utterly on vibration that are communicated to us from our parents. 100% vibration. And guess what? We develop and grow more than we do in the next 20 years. Because what happens during the first 3 years of our life is you, what's your name? Debbie. Debbie is called Debbie by her parents. Or maybe your mummy called you Deborah. She probably didn't like you being called Debbie. Okay? So you have a little thing about that, don't you? Deborah. I'm going to call you Deborah. Give you your Sunday name. No, I'm only kidding. But what happened was we were all given a name and we were all given a title and we started to live up to that vibration. Now what happened during that process, sometimes we were taught positive things. My daughter's here tonight, hopefully she'll not tell you I taught her too many positive things. But anyway, or we were taught negative things. Or we had a family that argued, we had parents that argued, we had siblings that created a vibration towards us because they didn't like us. Whatever that might be, and it created in us a development. Guess what? We were observers at that time. You know what an observer is? An observer is someone who doesn't make a judgment. We as human beings come from somewhere, I really don't know where, but I know that we come from somewhere and we develop a characteristic during that vibrational time. And guess what? We still continue to communicate by vibration. My voice is just a mere vibration. We understand my language because it's a vibration. But let me tell you something about vibration. How many of you here have got partners? If you go home tonight, I'll not pick on you, Deborah. What's your name?
Beatrice.
Beatrice? That's a wonderful name. Beatrice Potter. But Beatrice, you go home to your partner tonight, guess what? He doesn't have to say anything, and you can see him, you know how he feels, don't you? Mm-hmm. You can tell whether he's been in a good mood or a bad mood, whether he's had a good day or a bad day, whether he's tired or not tired. How do you do that?
I don't know, things you just pick up from them.
It's just what you pick up. That's called vibration.